Yo, what's good, y'all? Welcome this week's episode of Talks with TVBOO. Welcome this week's episode of the podcast. Hope y'all having a great week, and I appreciate y'all being here, man. I really do, because we have one of the most kind souls on the episode, on the podcast this day. Fucking love sitting down and talking with this guy. Really great dude to be around, just a great friend. Just one of those guys that just makes you feel good when you're around him. Before I introduce this week's guest, I just wanted to give a big thanks to our sponsors, Legal Pete's. The holiday season is always more enjoyable with a few margaritas in you, and nothing warms you up like a popping hot cup of queso. So Legal Pete's is hooking y'all up this season with a little something extra. Spend $100 on gift cards and get an extra $25 for free. And make sure to use promo code TVBOO when checking out on the app or in stores to get 15% off your entire order. That's promo code TVBOO, TVBOO, for 15% off your entire order. Wishing you a happy holidays for your favorite go-to spot for burritos, beers, and buddies. Love those guys, and thank y'all again. Also wanted to give a big thanks to our second sponsor of this show, Elevate 08 and Offbeat. If you don't know who this company is, rest assured that you're in the hands of the highest quality jerseys and merch around. Also throwing the most fun and unique parties out there. Not only do they give us dope products and events, they also give back to the community by donating a little something extra every month. Make sure to be on the lookout in 2023 as Elevate 08 and Offbeat are going nationwide with their products and events. And trust me when I say they just are not events that you want to miss out on. They are so much fucking fun, very, very unique, and just a really good time. So make sure to watch out for that. And once again, thank you to Elevate 08 and Offbeat for sponsoring this week's episode of the podcast. I'm on tour right now. The Blue Collar Bass Tour is almost over. I got 2 weeks left, y'all. It has been the most unique experience, most fun experience of my entire life. It's just been so much fun. It's something that, I feel like everybody always works. Every artist is just like thinking of, man, I can't wait to have my own headline tour. And I got to have it. And it wouldn't be possible without y'all. And it's been awesome meeting everybody, man. I make sure to try to say hey to everybody at the end of the shows. A lot of y'all have been coming up to me and telling me y'all really enjoy this podcast. You've been enjoying the album, the music, everything. So it really means a lot. And it's been awesome meeting everybody. And I got 2 weeks left. So come see me. Like I said, send us out with a bang, dude. If you see me, come say hey, man. Come say hey. I just want to thank everybody for coming out and supporting. So last shows I got 1208, sorry. this Thursday, Indianapolis at the Mousetrap. Friday, December the 9th, Chicago, Illinois at the Bottom Lounge. December the 10th, St. Louis, Missouri at the Old Rock House. And then this Sunday, December the 11th, I will be in Boca Raton, Florida at Cyclops Cove. Finishing it out with 12, I don't know why I keep saying 11. 12:14 Springfield, Missouri at the Outland Ballroom. 12:15 Kansas City, Missouri at Record Bar. 12:16 Omaha, Nebraska at the Waiting Room. And then 12:17 Oklahoma City at the Farmers Market. And then ending the tour December the 23rd in New Orleans, Louisiana at Republic. And we are doing a comedy show before the actual show in New Orleans. So make sure to go get your tickets. A lot of the shows are close to selling out. Some of them are already sold out. You can get your tickets at musicbytaboo.com, and I appreciate y'all. And enough promotion from me, y'all. My guest this week is fucking an incredible producer in person. He has a new song that just came out called Alien Ship Part 2. He is on tour right now, his headline tour called Alien Ship. And man, I just love talking to this guy. You can just tell he just loves so many things, and he just holds on to memories with just love. And, I don't know the best way to explain this guy. It's just love, man. He's just a good vibe, just a good dude to be around. It just seems like your typical California stoner stereotype, but way more special than that. So I'm going to let it get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, Shlump.
Come here, girl, 'cause that ass fat. Let me take my tongue and go bang your dirt track. I met a girl and her booty tastes like strawberries. I swear to God, this could be the one that I marry. Hey, hey, and she's so different. I may eat that from behind. I met a girl and her booty tastes like strawberries.
And I'm like the opposite of that type of person. I'm really good at defusing those type of situations.
Yeah, you're such like a
So I was
peaceful, like calm guy. I couldn't imagine trying to fight you.
Yeah, he was legit like, you don't want some and all this. And I was just like, dude, I'm sorry. We're having a little party with some friends. We're going to be gone like at a reasonable hour. We're just going to make a little bit of noise. You know, it's like my birthday, blah, blah, blah. And he was just like still all hyphy and getting crazy. But dude, he just had it out for me ever since then, man. So any chance he had where we would fuck up, he'd like bang on the walls.
Oh, dude, if I was you, I would have been like waiting for a chance to him fuck up too. So I'd just be like banging on the wall, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you like that? You fucking like that?
Right. I just try to avoid conflict because I'm like, dude, this is my neighbor and shit, like underneath me.
Yeah.
And I remember one time I was just there, like, because we had a driveway right next to each other. So he pulls up right next to me and shit, and I'm just on my phone. I like look over at him. I'm just like, hey. And he's just like mean mugging me. And I'm just like, all right. And I just like pull away.
I get what you're saying, dude. You're a peaceful guy, but sometimes people like that just got to get their ass beat.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like, man, like I know I had a family member who was just being a fucking asshole one day. Well, not one day, for a while. He was he was going through it. But like, just treating everyone like shit. And I'm just like, I said, fuck it. And I just kicked his ass.
You did?
Yeah.
Nice.
And he needed that.
Yeah.
No one was upset with me for doing it.
Well, it's better if it's like your family.
True,
you know what I mean?
true. Yeah.
Because then, you don't got to get the law involved and all that shit. You're
No,
like,
dude,
okay.
the law actually saw it because it was outside of a gas
Man,
station.
that's some real like Southern shit right there, man.
It was outside of a gas
You're
station.
really living up to your legacy with that one. Fighting your cousin, is that right?
I don't want to say who it was, man, in the family. I don't want to throw him under the bus like that. But like, yeah, dude, the fucking police, came up and I'm just like, dude, this is my brother. Motherfucker was acting up. And I said, do you want to do this? And he's like, all right, well, it's over. I'm like, yeah. And he's like, all right, get out of here.
Good, man.
Yeah.
And then you guys hugged it out.
Nope. He just knew his place.
Nice.
Cheers,
well,
my
cheers
dude.
to that, man.
Hey, how are you doing today, man?
Man, I'm doing pretty good.
Let me get you the most
let me get
patriotic
this-
coaster.
Let's get patriotic up in here.
Yeah.
We got the blue ribbon going.
Always, man.
Man, I'm doing good though, man. Just had the day off in Denver yesterday and kicked it with my cousin who lives out here.
Nice.
Nice to kind of connect with him.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, Mission Ballroom was dope as fuck, bro.
Dude, your set was so sick.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah,
Thank
dude, we
you.
fucking me and my girl, man, we snuck up like right by the rail. Up front.
Yeah, I caught a little. I always love going through like Instagram clips, because I'm so in the zone. It's almost like tunnel vision or something when you're performing. I'm not like aware of all the visuals and shit going on. So I love getting to look back at clips. And
Yeah.
I saw one that your girl posted and I was like, there was legit like sweat drops like flying everywhere. I was like, oh shit, I'm really getting that vibe off this one.
Yeah, dude, we got up close, man, because I was, she likes being in the crowd, and I was like,
it's the best.
I was like, fuck it, let's go. I know, I like doing it, but like, if people would just leave me alone, you know what I mean? Like,
It's true, yeah.
it's cool saying hey, but like, if I'm out there with my girl, I'm trying to like enjoy the night. Like, I'm a big fan of yours, so like, I'm trying to like actually dance and have a good time.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, some people really get that. They get giving people space, and some people fully just don't understand that and like just bombard you,
I'll say that night people were real respectful. They're just be like, hey,
Respectful?
Taboo, good set the other night, fist bump, and then
I
just
like
walk
that,
away.
I like that a lot. And I always try to interact with fans, even if they are a little bit weird and kind of like aggressive, because they're the force that like allows us to do this shit.
Yeah.
So.
I definitely, I will say hey to everybody who wants to say hey. But if I'm walking and you saying hey, I'm not stopping walking. I just turn in hey and just keep the
Totally.
walk.
Sometimes you gotta just keep it moving.
Yeah,
man.
keep it moving. If they're trying to talk to me, like, come on, walk with me. If I stop, it's over with.
Yeah, man. But yeah, man, it was a good weekend. I almost got stuck. Almost didn't make it to Mission Ballroom. I was up in Kalamazoo the night before. Just crazy whiteout conditions, and was like sitting on the runway for 4 hours. And I thought we were for sure gonna like go back to the airport and deplane, but took off and like made it, and I was just so relieved. Yeah.
Dude, you lucked out because because I was supposed to be flying to Grand Rapids, and dude, I think you were probably like the last plane to leave that
We
airport.
for sure were.
Yeah, because like I was on my airplane like to go to Grand Rapids.
Yeah.
And then like 30 minutes later, this flight has been canceled. We need everyone to deboard. And we're like, oh, fuck.
Dude, I think there was like 3 workers there on the tarmac that day. It was fucked, dude, because we were just watching them work on one plane, like load it up, all the luggage, and then bring it over and de-ice it. And it took them like 3 hours to do one plane. Damn. And it was like 2 people or 3 people. And then like an hour goes by, nothing's happening, and then they start working on us. So I think they just had like a crazy shortage of people and the shit conditions.
Yeah, probably people couldn't get to the airport.
Yeah, that's
You know,
it.
so like we had a big snowstorm. I won't even say snowstorm because I mean everything to me is a snowstorm. You know, I'm from the South. We ain't used to that shit.
Yeah.
But you know, we had to drive to the airport on Friday morning, and it was like we probably got like 5 or 6 inches of snow, bro. That shit was terrifying. But I remember talking to my tour manager. I was like, dude, like if we're having trouble getting to the airport, I bet you TSA agents are having trouble getting to the airport too. And sure enough, they were, because those lines were nuts just because they couldn't get to work, bro.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's that time of year. I've been really lucky with like, I've only missed, I think like one show because of like air travel in a long career of like touring. So that's pretty lucky. I've had 2 situations where I literally landed and like Ubered straight there and like missed half the set, but still played like 20 minutes or something. Yeah. But it is kind of hectic traveling this time of year, that's for sure.
Yeah, I didn't mind the show getting canceled, dude, because I got to come see you at Mission Ballroom, bro.
Yeah, it's not too bad when you got that going on as a plan B. But,
Yeah.
you know, you always want to come and perform you know, when you can.
You said your long history of touring. Actually, before we get into it, man, we got Mr. Jeremy Wood back there, dude.
What's up, guys? What's up?
He's back, man.
Happy to be here.
He's back. It's been a minute since you've been here, brother, but I'm happy to have you here.
Been a little break, you know, got life going on.
So Jeremy's like your Jamie.
Yeah, it's him and Kyle Brim. They've
we in this thing.
They hold it down with the running the
We run
work behind the
we
scenes.
got questions. We got anything coming from the internet. You know, we got all the answers.
Oh, bro, dude, they're a pleasure to
Nice,
work
man.
with, and they bring a lot to the show, bro.
Well, I gotta say this because I said it when we were off there, but this shit is official, my man.
Yeah, dude, it's like I'm trying. It's like I'm trying to have a podcast or something.
It's
you know?
like you're really doing it, bro.
It's like I'm really trying to have a good podcast.
I did one other podcast, and it was just a little weird because it was like a Zoom thing, you know? So there was just a little bit of, I feel like, latency and just drag between us.
Yeah, disconnect. We can't just sit here and cheers beers.
You don't get that chemistry,
Yeah,
that I'm feeling right now.
We can't sit here and cheers beers.
Yeah. Fucking cheers again, bro.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. I like you so much. But you said your long life of touring. How long you been touring this Shlump, dude?
Man, for a while, you know, I started, if we want to really go back, you know, I started doing electronic music and like kind of pursuing it as a career when I was probably 18 or 19.
How old are you
Which
now?
was like 12 years ago. I'm 31.
Damn, bro.
Yeah. So, yeah, I was kind of fresh out of high school. I was really into music. Like, I had known for a while, like, yeah, I want to do music. It was just what I loved, you know. Kind of prior to electronic, was really into hip-hop, rap, death metal, punk. Like, I was a music appreciator. Really liked a lot of different shit. As long as it's authentic and real, like, I'll fuck with it. So, yeah, around 18 or 19, I kind of started going to festivals and started going to some of these underground shows in the Bay Area, San Francisco and Oakland area, and just got exposed to like dubstep at that time. And it was so new, you know what I mean? It was such like this moment of novelty where I was like, what the fuck is this, man? Like, how do they make this? What are they doing? Like, it's just like fascinating to me. So that's kind of what sparked it. And yeah, for years I was just kind of grinding and starting to produce and shit. And like probably like 18 to 23 was just like getting my skills and making stuff. And I was going by actually Shlump Criminal at that time. So if you want to
Shlump Criminal,
Shlump
dude.
Criminal. So if you want to hear some like really old, terribly produced, like there's a couple ideas there, all right, but a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Check out Shlump Criminal.
Dude, were you thugging back then, dude? Were you fucking out there on them streets like that? Were you a criminal?
I mean, it's funny because I kind of like, this is a little bit of another sidetrack, but my whole life was like revolved around weed. It's weird to say, but ever since I was like 12 or 13, I just like sold weed. And then when I was like 16 or 17, I started growing weed, and then just evolved until I was like 23 or 24. That was like my fucking career and my life. And like when I was like 18 to 23, I was running 2 houses, and like just way too much responsibilities for me at that age.
Yeah. Was it through legal ways at this time? Because I know you were living in California.
No
Okay.
way.
Gotcha.
It was big trapping.
Damn. So you was a criminal.
But the funny thing is, I didn't name myself that because I was a criminal. It was because I would. Man, we're going all over.
That's
the place
fine,
here,
dude.
but
It's a
cool.
podcast.
It's a
We can do
podcast,
that.
right? Yeah. But the word Shlump, a lot of people think it's like some stoner or me like schlumped over, but it's actually a word from the Bay Area that was like when the speakers are slapping or knocking. It's
They schlump.
Yeah, they schlump. And there's a bunch of rappers that used to say it, and it was just some dumb little word me and my homies, we used to say it all the time. So it was like Shlump, but the criminal was that I would always like cause, because I was living with my dad at this time, I was like 17 or 18, and he would always get hella pissed at me for making music too loud. So that was why I was the criminal. I was always causing a ruckus.
Hell yeah, that's a cool.
It's a real dumb name and shit, but like, yeah, take it back. Like, just, I guess it all kind of started around that time when I was like 19 to 23. I was just starting to produce and stuff, and just starting to like go to a lot of shows and festivals, and it just kind of slowly started happening where I was playing like shit parties at like 5 a.m. to 20 people, and
Yeah.
just slowly started rolling where I was like starting to get a little bit more momentum and hype and playing more locally, and just kind of did that for a few years until I feel like my skills really were like starting to actually get a little bit of momentum. There's like a little bit of actual like talk in the scene, like, oh, this kid's Schlump's music's pretty dope.
Yeah.
And right around that time, I rebranded to Schlump. I was like, okay, let's just drop the criminal. It's a little bit of like a mouthful, like Schlump criminal. Like,
Yeah, especially with how fucking loose butthole people are on the internet, dude.
yeah.
With your name being criminal, dude.
Yeah, right. And this
Yeah.
was before that whole like PC, like super woke, like cancel for like saying criminal. Like, what the fuck, bro? Come on, But it was too much of a mouthful, so like, yeah, right around that time, I think it was like 2013. It's a long time ago.
Yeah,
Like
damn.
9 years ago.
Yeah, you've been rocking
Rebranded
it.
as Schlump, yeah. And I think I did my first like proper release right around 2013 or 14 at Schlump. And so back in that day, the real cool like record label that I wanted to get on, and that kind of had a lot of hype in just like experimental bass scene, was called Saturate Records.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the old school ones. So it was like a goal of mine. I was like, I want to get a release on Saturate. And right around that time, 2013 or 14, played my first festival. It's called the Filth of July.
That's a great name.
Yeah, the Filth of July. It was on the 4th of July.
It would have to be.
Yeah.
If it was like
Bunch-
it was like in the middle of November, you know what I mean? It made no sense. Or
That was
even-
like a thing kids used to say all the time in the early dub. They'd be like, filthy, really? There was this one kid who would come to every show, Seiche, my homie, and he would just scream at the top of his lungs, really, really filthy, like so, like 100 times each night.
what do they say now, dude? What's the word? Lit, fire,
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah. What I mean,
Fucking,
I just say that claps.
yeah,
You
that
know,
claps.
That claps.
Some cheeks clap.
Yeah, exactly. You get it, dude. So I say that claps. That's hard.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Okay, so where were we? Filth of July. So get this, man. This is really where I feel like I started to meet like the community, and the Filth of July's lineup was Yeti. He was going by Yeti Master back then. Grizzly J, which is now G Jones.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Bleep Bloop. I don't know if you remember Bleep Bloop.
Mm-hmm.
Like couple other homies who were just, and we were all billed at the very bottom,
Mm-hmm.
Like the headliner was some artist named Robotic Pirate Monkey.
What a name.
Yeah, right. I always just love that name.
I would want
I
to go
have
see
no
that
idea
person.
what happened to them. But
Yeah, if I was at a
just-
festival, I saw a lineup, I'm like, I gotta go see that guy just because of the name, dude.
They killed it on the name for
Yeah.
sure. But yeah, we were all billed at the bottom, and I remember we all just like kicked it because most of the other crowd were all like kind of DJs, But we were all like Ableton producer nerds, you know? So we were all like talking about like fucking kicks and snares and delays and bullshit. So we all kind of linked, and it was cool because like throughout the years, we would just see each other all the time and play events. Yeti, G Jones, Bleep Bloop, Sayer. There's a couple of us that were all kind of in the Bay Area in that time. Yeah, so
What type of music was Robotic Butt Pirate? Or what was
it was
it?
like just weird, like electronic remixes or some shit. I don't even know, you know.
It's just cool to see, like,
I just remember the name.
that's
Man.
it's our hard name to forget. What was it? Robotic what?
Robotic Pirate Monkey.
Why'd I say Butt Pirate?
Yeah, that's where your mind's going.
I guess so, dude. Fuck. But nah, that's crazy to see, like, how far, like, y'all are at the bottom of the flyer.
For real, man.
Yeah.
And dude, it was years of that, us playing like tiny little parties together, man. We used to always play this party in Santa Cruz that was called Lupin's Lodge. And this was a fucking wild spot, man. It was a spot where they would do shows that were kind of like one night campouts. It was this big ass property, and they had a bunch of these yurts that people would rent out. And they had like one yurt that was kind of big that was like the deep dubstep yurt that was like down the hill. And they had this weird like main kitchen room where they would have like the rave. And it was just like a weird spot where kids would go and they'd like set up tents and they'd just like trip out and they'd like stay all night and shit. And I'd like me, G Jones, fucking Bleep Bloop, Yeti. I don't know how many times we played this place called Lupin Lodge. And it is fucking a wacky place, dude. Like wacky.
Good times, though.
Oh, so good, man.
Yeah.
Like amazing looking back on them.
It's crazy because it's like, just from that time to now, how much, like, how commercialized, you know?
That's for real, man. In that era, like, I had no idea that, you know, the type of music that we were making, the kind of more experimental out there, like weirder type of bass music would ever reach like stages and productions like now. That was like a big pipe dream, you know, back then. Because like it was like a goal for me to play like a show for like 200 people or something at that time, you know. We were playing like small little weird campouts and raves, and yeah, man, it's been a long road from there. But,
Yeah.
But I really do. There are aspects of that culture that I miss, man.
What was different about that culture?
It was just a lot more like wild, you know? Like I remember going to spots that they weren't even like venues. They're just like legit underground, like crazy spots where people would just do what they wanted and like crazy as fuck type shit, man. Like I remember we used to always go to this spot in Oakland called the Bordello. And I don't know if you know what Bordello is, but
It's a cool name.
It's a whorehouse.
Oh.
That's what it means. But it's a
Makes the name even cooler.
Yeah, it's like a really old one from like the 30s. That all these like famous people went to, but it got shut down and like dilapidated. Then this dude bought it and he started throwing underground parties there. And we used to call it Chuck E. Cheese for adults or something, because it was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
It was like, it was built in this like 1930s like fucking bordello. So there are all these little rooms that people would fuck in and like little hallways and
I was about to ask, were there whores at these parties?
No, this was like
Just the name.
long time ago.
Okay,
That's
gotcha.
what it was built as, the building. But yeah, some dude bought it years later and then like threw parties there. And just wild. I remember like crawling through hallways and like art and just crazy shit everywhere and just like, I don't know, it's just totally different than like going to a show nowadays. And
Yeah.
we'd go there all the time, man. I remember I saw Halloween 2011, I believe. I saw the Whittler and Cookie Monster there. And
Fuck,
it was
yeah.
fucking sick, dude.
Yeah.
Like 300 people and it's just slammed everywhere, every room. Like, oh, crazy parties back then, man.
Yeah. Do you miss, which one do you prefer? Like cause now, like, you know, you just did Mission Ballroom, sold out in front of about 4,500
Yeah.
people.
Oh, for sure. I would definitely prefer that. You know what I mean? 100%. Yeah, all day. I'm like looking back on it with a beautiful nostalgia.
Yeah.
But if I was still doing that to this day, I would probably be depressed as hell.
Yeah, you're like,
I feel like, fuck, what am I doing while I'm still at the Bordello? God damn.
I'm still at the bottom of this lineup.
Yeah, but looking back on it now, it's like beautiful times, you know?
Yeah.
Really good times.
Yeah, I look back at like the time where I came up in Mississippi, like with nothing but like love. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just like playing in front of like 30 people in a building with no AC or,
Mm-hmm.
you know, where we're bringing in crazy sound and, you know, projection mapping and stuff. Like those are some of the best times.
Well, I think the best times have to pass, you know what I mean? If you just kept doing the best times, it just get boring as hell, you know? Like Mission Ballroom's peak. But if you did it every weekend for a month, it'd get boring, you know?
It's also just like the universe balancing things out, right? So like I was talking about it with my TM whenever like my flight got canceled this week. I was just like, you know, I've been winning. I've been high.
Yeah, dude, totally.
I've been high. You know, something's got to happen. You got to come back down every now and then, dude. You know, it can't just be good all the time. You got to have some. And I know that's very different from like, you know, what we're talking about with like the good old times. But in a sense, it's just like, you know, you can't just be up all the time. It can't be the good times all the time.
And there's shit that's totally out of your control like that, you know? Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, looking back on those times, they are real kind of cool and nostalgic. But yeah, I'm way happy to have grown past them and be where I'm at now. You know, it's amazing. You know, I honestly, for years and years of my life, never really thought I could have a career out of this. This is like in that era when I was growing a lot of weed and that. I always thought like music, it's gonna be some little shit I do on the side and like, but I have to like make money. I gotta do things. You know, it wasn't until like really I went on that tour with like Liquid Stranger that things really started picking up, you know? So I guess we'll bring it back a little bit. Like, so around that time, 4th of July, linking with the whole like Saturate Records crew, like Yeti and G Jones and Bleep Bloop and a bunch of them. So it was like a big goal to like do a proper release with Saturate. So, I think it was like first they hit me up to do like a track on one of their compilations. It was like a big deal. I was like, oh shit, fuck yeah. So we did that, and then eventually they hit me up about doing my own EP, and we put together, I think it was like 6 tracks. 2015, I believe it came out. It's called Alien Shit, the original Alien Shit.
Yeah, now you got part 2.
Now I got 7 years later, part 2.
Yeah, you sent me
Just
that
a little
one.
delay.
Yeah, you sent me that one, bro. That one's so good, man.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, it's so good.
I like the little like psych out fucking drop. It's kind of fun.
It's good for everybody. It's fun for everyone.
Yeah, it's fun. Playful. That shit's old though, man. I made that like fucking Alien Shit part 2. Probably made that in like 2018 or something.
2018.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's an old tune, but yeah, shouts out to my manager. He was like really like, dude, you got to release it, man. It's like one of my favorite ones. And every time I play it, people ask me about it because it's kind of like, it's unique sounding, you know? It doesn't just sound like your typical like drop banger. It's got the whole like funny, like ha 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 ha, like trippy sound.
Was that you
design part.
recording yourself, dude?
No, it was my buddy Josh. My
Nice.
buddy Jay Curtis. He did the original Alien Shit. And yeah, so we linked up years later and we're like, let's do part 2, man.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, man. So yeah, so that was like a big goal, was to do this release with Saturate. We did Alien Shit. They like pressed a vinyl of it and sent it to me and shit. I just remember it being like, oh wow, dude, this is amazing. So
For that being like the big goal, like everything after that is just cool. You know what I mean? Just
well,
like,
I reassessed myself.
right. You always got to reevaluate them goals.
like I say, you keep it moving, man.
Got to.
Yeah, your
Yeah.
goals don't stay the same, man.
Yeah.
Everything changes. You know? So
I got that goal board right behind you.
good, man.
Don't read it out loud. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna read it. Yeah,
Do you write down goals, man? Or are they just
I
in your
do.
head?
I actually do. Yeah, totally. I'm not as consistent as I would like to be, but I do enjoy like whenever I do sit down and kind of just write some shit. I'll do different things. Sometimes, a lot of times, you know, I'll just write a list. Like, oh, I gotta do all these things. But sometimes I'll write more just like flow of thought. Or I was even trying to do some journal stuff for a while, but I was just not consistent with it. You know.
Dude, so you grown up a big stoner. You said you found weed at like 12 or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
You look like a stoner, bro.
Yeah, I think it's like I've fused with it because it's just been with me for so long. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, did it?
Well, dude, you don't even know. It was like my life for a long time. From the ages of like 18 to 23, I was just growing a ton of weed and running these like 2 houses in the middle of nowhere in Northern California.
Dude, so like, I want to know how deep you was trapping, dude, because it was illegal, dude. Like,
Yeah.
how much was you moving? Be honest with me.
I don't know. You know, well, I don't really want to say all this shit on the air.
What are they gonna do?
Yeah,
It's legal.
Yeah, not what I was doing. But I was.
Dude, they just
let's just say this. Let's just say this. I was
Okay.
growing a lot of weed, and I was like, just it was fully engulfed my lifestyle, like growing it and also selling it. So and it also kind of limited like my whole beliefs of like what I thought I could do with my life, you know? Because
Like it held you back.
totally did, man.
Okay.
It threw me in like, it almost like pigeonholed me because I got into it and I started making money doing it. And then it was like, this is what I'm doing. These are like the skills that I have. And I kind of put like music, I put it off on the side like, oh, it's like, that's some pipe dream. I could never make money actually doing music. Like I'm going to have to hustle and do my thing and do music on the side. But, okay, so right around that time that Saturate Records happened. So that whole era of me 18 to 23, I'm growing a bunch of weed and like out in the middle of nowhere. And just like, it's kind of my whole life is that like hustling from spot to spot to look at pounds, going over here, wrapping them up, doing blah, blah, blah. And kind of like doing little shows on the weekends. And I'm like, in the back of my mind, I'm just like, this is not what I want to do with my life. You know, I want to be doing this music shit. And around that time, I'm starting to see like G Jones, he's starting to blow up. I remember him telling me one time, he's like, yeah, man, I'm like getting like $800 for a show or something. And I was like, what the fuck? For real? Like some shit lit up in my head. And I was like, that's insane.
Yeah.
So,
You're like, I could live off of that.
yeah, it's like, I could do that. Fuck, dude. Fuck this weed shit, man.
$800 a show, I'd be rich.
But it was a beautiful like transition that kind of happened to me. Like I got fucked over a lot of times, ripped off, got my house broken into. I got all sorts of shit went on, tons of drama. And I was super young, man. I was like 23. I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Like my music career in California was kind of just starting to bubble. And I was just starting to really get like a community of friends. So shit was hitting the fan in the weed world, and one of my buddies at the time just hit me up and was just like, yo, dude, like I got this dope like studio space. It's like a pretty big converted garage, and I need someone to sublet it with me, to share it with me, basically. It'd be $400 a month. It's in this really cool town called Santa Cruz, and we can make as much noise as we want. And I was kind of like, just like, fuck it, man. I'm going to get rid of these houses, sell all my equipment. At that time, too, like a big relationship had just ended. This girl I'd been with since high school. So it was just this crazy, like, turmoil time, like, just confused as hell. Like, what am I doing? Like, and it's just kind of all worked out perfectly. I, like, got rid of all the stuff, just did, like, a full 180, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Moved in with my buddy Trevor Kelly. He's like one of my best buds still to this day. And he was like another producer, DJ homie. And we just focused. We just did music all the time, man. It was just like, I went from like weed, trapping, doing that, and music on the side to just fully focused. And that's right before the Saturate release happened. That is like when I moved to Santa Cruz. And it was just this big turning point in my life where I kind of like realized that like, oh, I really can do this shit if I want to. And I can't half-ass it. Like I can't have one foot in the door, one foot in the other door. I got to step out the door.
I'm a firm believer you can do fucking anything.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, if you work at it. And I'm glad
But
you
I
had
think
that
you got to
realization.
have both of your feet in each door. You know what I mean?
You got to be fully committed,
You got to be fully
dude.
committed. And I was kind of half-ass committed to each.
It's crazy what a breakup will do for you, man. I mean, I know when I went through a big breakup, and I went and fucking bought a MacBook and got Ableton, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Jeremy, you can fucking attest to this too,
Yes.
man.
Same thing happened for me. I went through a breakup probably a year after I got into it, and like after that, it's just like full force. I moved out to Denver, and like here we are doing the thing, trying to make it happen. So
Oh, I strongly believe that was like a huge catalyst in me like getting my life together and realizing what I wanted to do. because I'd been with this girl for like, since we were in high school, since I think we were like 17, and we were like 23 at this point, and just kind of in a toxic relationship, growing weed, living in this house, like just domestic shit, getting groceries, blah, 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 all that stuff, you know? It was just like too young to be doing all that. So I think it was, man. It was an important catalyst. It rocked me for like a good month or so, but it was an important rocking, you know, to like get me on a new path.
Yeah, for like anybody listening to this right now, going through anything like that, find something to focus on, dude. Like fucking Ableton took me out of my head. I mean, still to this day, like one of my favorite things about producing and just locking myself in the studio, like just able to have like a long session, is just being able to just cut off everything and just experiment and just have a good time. It's literally like the best form of therapy that I could think of.
Yeah, man. That's 100%. I think we're all kind of searching for things that give life meaning, you know what I mean? And I think a lot of what gives life meaning for us is when we can just get a little bit out of our heads, you know what I mean? I think a lot of what's like causing confusion and like just dysfunction is like our thought process, you know? And one of the best ways to get out of your thoughts is through an activity.
Going
Whether
outside, dude.
Yeah, you know, for me, the first real passion I had was skateboarding.
I was gonna get on that because I know you were a big skater.
I got into skating when I was like 8, and remember when I found it, you know, it was just like, oh yeah, this is what I want to do. Like, yeah. And I just remember like skating the moment, like a Saturday morning, the moment I'm up till like fucking my parents are like dragging me in just all day. Like
I was in the same wavelength, dude.
Just like when you find something that brings you joy and that you can like enjoy doing, and you have other friends that like to do it, that's just the best, man. It's the best.
Yeah, dude, I wanted to be Eric Costin so bad, man. For real, dude. Like that was my first passion. Like it was like I found like martial arts and skateboarding around the same time, like right before music. You know, I was probably like 7 or 8, you know, skateboarding, and dude, I fucking did it until I was about like probably like 17. You know, I was more into music at that time, but dude, like skateboarding, literally like as soon as like summertime came around, dude, it was the best because we could get this pass to this skate park in Jackson called Dock 36. Was the coolest indoor skate park. That motherfucker flowed so well, dude. You could just rip it on a single you know, just a single drop in, just riff for hours. It just flowed so well. And they did this thing where like around you could buy a summer pass, and my mom would buy me a summer pass for, it would be like an Easter gift. I get in my Easter basket. And so I would just go every single day, dude, for as soon as they open it and they're ready to close it down, dude. Like that was my fucking church.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Yeah, skating was that for years for me, man. It was kind of a similar thing. I like first passion really skating, and it's when I found it was all I wanted to do, you know? All I ever wanted to do when I had free time and when the weather was nice or whatever.
You still be ripping?
Yeah, I still do, man. I've honestly like had to tone it back a lot after last year because I like fucking I tore my meniscus and fucked up something else in the knee. And the funny thing is it wasn't even while I was skating, but I know it was just from years and years of impact, you know?
It's crazy how long Tony Hawk's been going.
I know, man. I just saw this post today. He's got to get surgery, and he's like fucking 50 something.
Like 54, geez, I think. Bro. 54, 55. Yeah, and I saw he broke his shit like earlier in the year, and then like it was like a couple weeks ago he posted a video of him just on his ramp again.
Too soon.
Yeah, too soon. So
I'm like that too, bro. I'm fucking terrible at like, you know, letting it fully heal and doing physical therapy. Man, you want to hear something ridiculous, dude. So,
yes, obviously.
So I fucked my knee up 6 months ago on the topic of skating. So I haven't been skating much, you know. I've been out for a while. And it was a weird injury where they were like, yeah, it's a slight tear. You don't need surgery. You don't need this. You just need to kind of not bend it a lot and relax on it. And of course, I'm touring every weekend and jumping around and shit.
Yeah.
And like, I'm always like, yo, I'm going to take it easy for this set. And then right when the fucking music's on, I'm just like, whoa.
You can't help it, dude.
Yeah, I can't help it. But anyway, so I've had this lingering knee injury, and it's like finally gotten a lot better. Like I've actually been doing a little bit of lifting. I've been running. I've been riding my bike. I hit the park like 2 different times in the past month. But I've been real cautious of it because I kind of know how it works right now. And it's like when I really bend my knee backwards is where I start to feel it. So I've just been kind of avoiding that, and I can feel the mobility like increasing with time. So Mission Ballroom, right before my set, I run up on stage. I'm sitting behind Ravenscoon. He's playing his last song. And I kind of sit on it in a weird way, like totally not thinking about it. Didn't have my knee brace on like I should have. And I just hear it go crick, 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 like a little pop. And I stand up and it cracks again. And I'm like, uh-oh. I'm literally like, there's a moment like, how bad is it? Like, am I going to be fucked? And I move it and do a couple. And I'm like, oh, it's not that bad.
Okay.
But I literally slightly fucked it up right before my set. And there's like a moment of panic. Like, oh no, like right in front of 4,000 people, I'm going to be like, fucking leaning on the...
Dude, if you fucking snap that thing, would you do your set still?
If I could, yeah. You know, you want to know what happened? So when I actually snapped it, I know it's from years of skating and jumping around and shit. Because I heard it was weak for a while, where it was kind of like when I do a deep squat and I'd stand up, I'd hear a pop, but no pain. It was just like, what? Well, that was fucking weird. Like a weird feeling. So I knew something was up with it, and then I just kept skating, kept doing shows. So I'm out on some hike, like 2 miles out on some way out there, you know, like it's treacherous, like trail. You have to climb this rope thing to get down to it.
Oh, damn, you were big on some hiking.
Way
dude.
out there with like a bunch of friends. You know, it was like an awesome day. We're all kicking it, swimming. And I'm on the beach. I stand up real fast, and it just fucking snaps. That's when it happened. When I'm out there 2 miles out, like on some crazy hike. So I had just laid there for like an hour, but then I had to hobble back, and it took me like 3 hours. Yeah, to just like get these 2 miles back to camp.
Yeah, your friends are probably like, "What the fuck, dude?"
Yeah, I felt bad because they're just like, "Dude, are you okay?" Like,
you can't help but to talk shit, dude. I've been talking shit, dude.
It was literally like my girlfriend and two of her friends who were like small girls, so
Yeah,
they can't help me, you know. I was just like going hella slow.
Only the Lord can help you right then, buddy. Start praying.
Yeah, fortunately, it wasn't a super bad one, and they're like, it'll heal on its own, but you have to actually let it heal. You know, it's an easy one to kind of think it's healed and re-fuck it up.
Did you ever have kind of injury performing that had nothing to do with this, dude?
Like an injury while you're on stage?
Yeah, you like do something stupid, crowd surf, jump off a speaker.
One time I like slightly kind of tweaked my ankle, just like jumping, you know, and then you land on an uneven surface.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that bad.
Dude, I remember slipping and falling and busting my ass right in front of the glitch mob.
Really?
And they're just like...
Okay, I got a funny one. So one time on tour, getting super hype, you know, every once in a while, like run in front of the DJ decks, you know, and try to hype up the crowd and shit. So I'm doing one of those, and I'm like going all crazy, and fucking CO2 cannon straight to the face, like right here, dude. And it was cold, bro.
Yeah,
that shit was cold. And I was like, oh, fuck. It like legit like tousled my hat, my hair. It all looked crazy.
Do you think front of house saw you standing right here, like, oh, I'm gonna get him?
They for sure saw it, but I don't think they intentionally do it.
Oh, okay, that would have been funny.
I moved all crazy as fuck. You know?
Gotcha,
They're
got
like,
you.
because yeah.
That would have been funny.
That's a liability. They're trying to fucking CO2 motherfucking the headliner.
I don't know if it could really hurt you, but it can. But like, if a guy's just front of house,
I don't
like,
think it could, right?
Step forward, one more step. I'm gonna fucking get his ass.
Get his
I'm
ass.
gonna get his ass.
Yeah. They know the sweet spot.
That'd be awesome, dude. Yeah, no, I remember. I've just busted
So that
my
did
ass.
happen, but yeah. Yeah, I haven't had any injuries on stage, fortunately, man.
Dude, you said you like to go in front of the crowd and hype them up. I was watching you do it at Mission, and it was like, it made me think about how I do it, because like you're such a like soft-spoken, chill guy, and even whenever you're hyping up the crowd, you still are.
Yeah, totally.
You're like, let's get crazy, y'all, and you even said y'all, and I was like, he lives in California.
Oh, I say y'all all the time.
Okay,
yeah.
but like I was just like, it made me just like I'm yelling at these motherfuckers. Sometimes I watch these clips. I'm like, bro, I need to chill.
Totally,
you know,
man. I mean, it's always cringeworthy watching yourself live, right? You know
yeah,
what I mean,
that's the best part.
Like I'm like fine, you know, but as soon as I see myself on the mic, I'm just like, oh, dude, what? Because I get in this weird zone where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be all calm and relaxed, and I'm gonna just like try and not get on the mic a bunch and try and just be super chill. Then I'm always like, this is my new shit with my homie, or this some shit from Exotic, like this some shit from blah blah blah, like so.
Yeah, I love them Exotic boys. It's like you just
Me
say
too,
that.
man.
Yeah, they're the
Me
best,
too.
man.
They're actually they live like 20 or 30 minutes from where I'm at now.
Yeah, I
so
remember them talking to me about that.
we be hanging, man. They're good kids and yeah, awesome producers, man.
They make some good shit. But yeah, dude, I was just watching you be all calm, fucking just, all right, get a little crazy right here. I'm like, damn, and it works. I'm just like, he don't even have to yell at him and it be working,
Nice,
dude.
dude.
What gets you yelling, dude? What gets you hyped out of your mind to where you just be yelling? Anything in this world?
Honestly, what gets me more hyped is it's funny, but it's the more like super packed intimate ones. Those are where I go crazy as fuck, dude. Like you didn't go to the afters after that, did you?
Dude, I was dead that day.
I should have.
Yeah, I was torn from. I'm traveling since Wednesday that day.
Yeah.
I mean that week, and I was just tired as hell. Just like 2 hours here and there of sleep. So when the show was over, bro, I was out. I mean, the reason I stayed the longest I did is because Martin wanted to bring me up. So I was just like, yeah, I'll do that, dude.
Yeah.
Martin wants to bring you up.
Yeah,
to
you
stay.
had like a couple days of touring. Yeah, I would have gone home, but you know who the fuck talked me into going? Was Papa S fan. That motherfucking
course.
wild ass dude.
Pops.
I didn't know how wild he is, bro. Every time I seen him, we just like little brief interaction. That fool is a fucking madman.
He's so wild, dude.
He's a madman.
It's insane how wild he is. God, and he
So
was.
he talked me into it, and then so where I was going with this was it was super like I got super hyped at the afters just because it was like this 360 setting. I only played like 3 tunes, dude.
Yeah.
But I was just like like because everyone it's that feeling when everyone's like right there. It's like energy, all their hands and shit, and like the 360 setting.
Yeah, I had
It's
a
pretty fun.
couple people came up to me and there was rumors that I was playing the afters. I heard it from a couple different people. I'm like,
People just start saying shit out here.
I'm like, I don't know who started this rumor,
They're
man.
like, he's here, man, so he's coming to the afters.
Yeah. There was that rumor. And dude, yeah, I get that. I mean, like my favorite stop on this whole tour wasn't even like the biggest venue. It was like a 400 cap venue where like they were surrounding me and just in my face.
Yeah, totally. Those are so much fun, man.
Those are the best. That's like everyone's been asking me, what's your favorite one? I'm like Tempe. They were fucking going bananas.
Dope. What club was that?
Is that Dark Store? That's the
Okay,
name
cool.
of it. It's just
Cool,
like a
man.
400 cap room. It was sold out, but like it literally, it's like a 360 except for them being behind you.
It's a
But
fun crowd.
they're
too,
like from me to
Tempe.
Jeremy, like on the
Yeah,
side, and then
right?
like from me to you,
You
in the
feel that
front.
shit,
Yeah,
dude.
and they're all just
Yeah.
going hard.
Yeah.
And I just felt it the whole time. Like, there was
Yeah.
just times where I would look at my tour manager and like, what the fuck?
Yeah, for me, those are they're more enjoyable for me to like just as an experience than massive parties. You know what I mean? Something about the I don't know, it really all depends. For me, there's important factors for a good party. Definitely one of them is like on the top of the priority is sound system. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing worse than when you have an awesome spot, awesome crowd, but a shit sound system.
Worse.
It sucks, dude.
Yeah. Like, I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because it's just not how this music's meant to be heard, Yeah.
Dude, the sound system they had at Mission Ballroom was fucking insane.
Sounded great. Yeah.
Sounded
it sounded
insane.
really
It cut it
good,
out for like 30
dude.
seconds in your set. You didn't even know,
I know,
bro.
I didn't have the booth monitor.
I know,
You
dude.
told me too. I was like, bro, real?
I hated that I had to be the one to break the news, dude. But straight
Yeah,
up,
glad you
the tops, the subs were still going. The tops went down, and I'm like, I'm watching you jam. I'm like, oh, he doesn't even know.
Didn't know at
And what's
all.
so really funny about it, because you can tell when some people are rolling, when there's like no music and they're still talking to you, but they're
Yeah.
dancing and shit.
Really.
Like, either they're just hearing you or they're just still vibing. I'm like, people were still dancing.
Still dancing,
it was
yeah.
it was great, man.
Totally. Yeah, there's a little delay on them. It takes a second for it to hit them.
Mm-hmm.
If it had cut another 20 seconds, then they would have been like, huh? Wait, what happened to the music?
Dude, so you doing this so long, getting so, you're good at what you do. All right, you don't even have to say it. I'll fucking say it.
Hey, thanks, man. I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
You're really good at what you do, and you've also worked with like some really awesome artists. You have
Hell
like
yeah.
a song with LS Dream with Liquid Stranger, and
hell
the
yeah.
list goes fucking on. Like you being such a chill guy, are you still chill whenever these people hit you up and like?
I love all those dudes, man.
Yeah.
Like Martin and Sammy, both like brothers to me. I mean, I'm sure you've experienced this too. When you like do legit tours and like spend nights in hotels and like hit the road, like there's a deep bond that happens.
Yeah, they
And-
stay with you for a while.
Yeah, and those, and when you write music with someone too, like, but yeah, both of those people that you mentioned, Liquid Stranger and LS Dream, are super epic and wonderful people in my life. Martin, I guess to bring it back, like to around that, where we were with the whole story, like when I was doing that Saturate release, this is around 2015 at that time, the time Alien shit came out. And yeah, it was a big time because that was right when Liquid Stranger hit me up too. I was like just living in Santa Cruz, just done the Saturate release. There's like a cool little buzz, you know, going like in the whole little community of the Bay Area. And I remember he hit me up and he was like, yeah, man, like I'm starting this record label called Wakan. We've done 2 releases. Like we want to have you be the 3rd one. I was like, fuck yeah, let's do it. So, and I was kind of nervous too, because I was like, Liquid Stranger, damn, that fool's like big. That's like a big dubstep dude. Like,
and
how do you hear of me? Like that's trippy.
And it's crazy to think about where him and Wakan are at now.
Yeah, dude. No joke. It's insane.
Yeah.
So he hit me up to do a release, my Like a Drug album with them. And yeah, it was super trippy. I was like, okay, starting this label called Wakan, like that's trippy. Like Liquid Stranger, I've like seen him, you know, a bunch of times and like been aware of him. And we had a couple conversations on the phone and he was just like really cool. He's like really interested in like trying to like kind of help me out, you know. He kind of like stepped up almost like a bigger brother or something, or like a mentor, and was just like, yo, I really like you, I want to help you like to release some music and get on some other type of things, and kind of introduced me to like the Warpath people, and we started working with them. And so we did that release, and then he brought me on this 50 show tour like a month after that, and that it was the Weird and Wonderful Tour 2016. Yeah. And it was Liquid Stranger, Bleep Bloop, Percolator, and then I was opening. So, and 50 shows, man. That's a lot of shows.
Fucking
and
shows,
it was in
dude.
a Sprinter van the whole time. So we had a lot of those mornings where it was like go to the hotel and then bus calls at like 5, you know, and then we drive for 8 hours, you know, in the Sprinter. And dude, we were playing small clubs, dude. We were playing like...
Didn't y'all play Martin's in Jackson, Mississippi?
Yeah, we played a club that was in Jackson, and there was like 80 people there or something. No joke.
Yeah.
It was like that at that time. At 2016, we played some big shows too, you know? We played like, I think like the Ogden or something in Denver, and like a couple big ones. But it was like that. A lot of small ass shows, a lot of like little clubs. And Wakan was like this not that well-known thing, you know? So it is crazy to see it. I remember the first Wakan Fest. I was just like, what? Holy shit, man. Like, y'all have fucking taken this to another level. And I mean, a lot of that is Martin has a wonderful taste in music. You know what I mean? He like, it's cool that he's kind of like almost became this like gatekeeper of like the trippy experimental stuff. Because if he like puts someone on, like he can do a lot for them.
He's done a lot for me, man.
Yeah. A lot for me too, man.
Yeah.
So so yeah, that was another big kind of step in this. Like, so right around that time, doing Like a Drug with Wakan, going on the tour. Right when I get home, it's kind of like right when I'm starting to get hit up with a bunch of like, yo, we want to bring you out to Florida, we want to bring you to Portland, like starting to get some out of state stuff. And it really just kind of snowballed from there. I just started doing a lot more releases. I feel like I really kind of honed into a sound at that point too. That was like, I don't know. I just felt like it was kind of unique, you know? I kind of had like, was starting to get a little bit of my own type of like, you'd hear it and be like, oh, that sounds like a Shlump.
You got your own flavor,
yeah,
man.
exactly. My own flavor. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
So it was an exciting time. And that was like, right around that time, I met the girl that I'm with now, Sonia, and, just kind of created this awesome new life in Santa Cruz, man. It's really beautiful.
I love that
time period.
Yeah, I love that, dude. Yeah, you got your own flavor, dude. You got your own funk, dude. You know what I mean? You can't fake the funk.
Yeah, man.
Someone said that to me the other
You
night.
have to work to get the funk, right?
Yes,
man?
someone said that to me the other night. They're like, you got a sound, and it's yours, and you can't fake the funk.
Real talk, man. I love your music, man.
I love your face.
Because it's so playful, dude. I love how playful your just energy is, dude. I remember the first time we hung out. We had so much fun. Do you remember that
dude,
shit,
we did a fucking after party.
We did that hotel party.
Revive
remember?
Festival. Yeah,
And then we just
Revive.
got whook ass ratchet in hotels after.
Dude, it was like
so fun.
It was like quote unquote COVID lockdowns. We didn't give a fuck,
like,
bro.
fuck that,
We
bro.
went to hotel room after hotel room after hotel. We would be on balconies talking shit to people across the hotel.
We're like throwing beers at each other and shit. I remember you're like, "Here's a beer, motherfucker."
No, yeah, someone was like, "Where's a Pabst?" I'm like, "I ain't got one." Like, "We got one, catch." And we're like,
Yeah.
it's like 4 floors down. I'm like, this is dangerous, but we won't give a fuck, dude.
Well, we were also pent up. Too,
Yeah, dude.
We were just like, "Fuck, dude. When's the last time we've had a ratchet hotel party? It's been a while."
Dude, that was a good time, man. I want to play more hotel parties like that.
Yeah, that was my favorite COVID party.
I think that was everyone's favorite COVID party, dude.
Slapped too, man.
Yeah,
it like
dude.
sounded good, and like people were just chilling on their balconies.
Yeah, it's like their dance floor, like their
Yeah.
VIP section.
Beach right in the background.
Yeah,
It
dude.
was
We'd be on the
nice.
balcony talking shit like, "We're coming over."
Yeah, I think we went to a few, man.
Yeah, that was fun as fuck, man.
That was fun, man.
Yeah, that's when I realized you was a cool ass dude, man.
Yeah, man.
But dude, all right, so you got this alien shit going on, bro. You fuck with me?
Alien
man?
Ship Part 2, yeah.
I mean, what's the name of this tour right here?
Alien Trip Tour.
Alien
So
Trip Tour.
we
Before you get
we just didn't think Alien Shit Tour flowed that well. Yo, we're going to the Alien Shit Tour tonight.
bro,
Come on through.
I
Gonna be
would-
shit everywhere.
I would buy tickets ASAP if
ASAP.
it was the alien shit
know.
tour. I
Get some
love.
freaks at that tour. Fuck.
Yeah, I'm sure,
Be a
man.
weird crowd.
Yeah, I'm sure, man. I mean, that's what's cool about like branding.
kidding.
No, dude, you shouldn't be. Like, I'm sure there is, because like with Alien Ship Tour, like whatever the branding of the tour is, people will kind of like take that in and make it their own, and
Totally.
and it's like a theme. You know what I mean? Like we have the blue collar bass tour.
Yeah,
So like
totally.
people will come up like with their like construction hats and vests. I'm sure people are coming to your shows just fucking wooked out, tripped out, aliened out.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's cool, man. It's really cool to see. Like, I don't know, the whole like alien branding thing is getting a little cliche at this point, and I feel like I'm kind of leaning more towards taking it in a different direction, but
Like humans, America, Earth, something.
the human level. No. But for me, my fascination with it all is like, it's the way that I kind of characterize the sounds. Like they sound so foreign to me, you know what I mean? Especially when they're more familiar now because it's been years and years of making this type of music.
Mm-hmm.
When I first got into it, that's the best way I'd describe it. I was like, it's like
alien shit.
extraterrestrial. Like it sounds like it's not from like an instrument on this planet, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that was my rig. And then, you know, I got really into like learning about mythology and all this other trippy fucking out there, you know,
Let's get
ancient aliens type
Let's
shit.
get into that, dude, because
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you if you
Oh, it's
fuck
cool,
with them
man.
aliens, bro.
Dude, I think there's a lot of really trippy stuff that you can't ignore if you look at like ancient history and if you look at mythology too. And these stories, they're all about star people coming here and like bringing us intelligence, bringing us understandings of like gardening and understandings of agricultural and civilization and all this crazy shit. It's like a pretty common theme. And as much as you want to be like, yeah, they're just crazy old stories that were made up, there's like a thread that kind of ties them all together. And there's a crazy reality of all these giant megalithic structures that we really can't explain.
There's also a crazy question: is what if it's real? Like, what if like there really are fucking aliens that came down and did this shit?
I think it's like very, very, very likely that aliens not only exist but have come here. You know, there's all this crazy evidence coming out right now for like all the fucking Navy and all the government, and it's really a crazy black hole you can go into that I have. Dude.
Yeah, no, I have
during,
too, man.
During COVID, especially, my girlfriend was just like, dude, you need to get off the internet, yo. What are you? I was just like reading shit, I was watching this fucking program called Gaia, and they have all these like,
That was my dog's name.
all these fucking weird out there shit, like people talking about like secret space program. I went to Mars and fucking fought in the spider war.
I fucking fought
and I'm
a
just
monkey.
like, dude, this is total bullshit.
Had
right?
sex
Like,
with the lizard people.
but yeah, exactly. You know, but I for me it was kind of entertaining. I was like, a lot of it I was watching like, dude, this is a total ridiculous shit. But there is like some stuff you can't ignore. You know, if you look at just all the crazy ancient sites, you know, shit like Göbekli Tepe and the pyramids of Giza, and you know, all the the pyramids that are just all around the world. It seems like there was some kind of lost civilization, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then you look into all this work that this dude Graham Hancock's doing. Check out, he's got this. If you're into
New
like
series on Netflix.
yeah, check it out because it's real cool. And he talks about all these different sites and like mythology.
Is he talking
And
about
how-
aliens at all?
Not particularly. They talk about like mythology of these like. There's a lot of like stories of, they call them different things from different cultures, but like in Egypt, I think it was like Osiris, who's like the god that came there and brought all the knowledge of all these things, but they call them gods. But God, extraterrestrial, star people,
Yeah,
whatever
if
you
someone
wanna call
came
it.
down from a damn spaceship and
Yeah.
I ain't even heard of a television, I'm like, that's God
That's
right
fucking
there.
God right there,
Or like
yeah.
if I saw a lady like with a Megan Thee Stallion ass like back in the BC, I'd be like, that's God right
Definitely
there.
God.
Yeah, that's God, dude.
There's church.
Praise be to she, dude. Fuck.
Yeah, exactly. So it's yeah, so there's just a lot of really interesting shit that I think is like, if you look into the history of humanity, you know, there's all these like crazy like mythical tales, you know, Atlantis and blah blah and stuff, and it just seems like there's definitely some forgotten shit, you know. It seems like there's a story that we haven't explained, you know.
Like Atlantis, pyramids, Dale Earnhardt Sr., shit
Yeah.
like that, dude. It's just
Well, it's-
forgotten legends.
Yeah, and it's also like, you know, we just can't really explain it, you know? We our stories don't add up. It's like we think we were like hunter-gatherers and shit. They're building these fucking crazy sites that are like aligned to the heavens and like pinpointed to like crazy celestial events like the solstice and like it's crazy stuff. It's
Yeah.
stuff that you wouldn't be making if you're a hunter-gatherer.
Yeah.
It's like advanced knowledge.
I remember
type
talking
shit.
about this with Black Carl. I'm like, why would they build the pyramids from the jump, and B, how? And
Yeah.
he said slaves. I'm like, that's a shit ton of slaves, bro. Like, god damn.
Yeah, I mean, that's like what like archaeology's like explanation for it is, but it doesn't really make sense. You know what I mean? A lot of history is written from the perspective of religion. You know what I mean? So Egypt was all basically ruled by the Muslim religion. You know, so they couldn't have any of the pyramids or any of the things dating past like their start of their religion. And it's like that a lot of places. So there's a lot of just like shit that's total BS because of like religion and politics and like conflicting belief systems, you know? Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty interesting, man. I trip out on that type of stuff all the time and
Wow.
think like, man, what was it like, you know, when people were building that shit, you know? Like what was going on? What were they thinking? What were they like talking? Like what did they look like? What were they dressing like?
It was Predator. Predator was teaching them how to do the pyramids. If you saw that Alien versus Predator,
Hey, Prey, the new one,
it's pretty good.
pretty sick.
Pretty good, dude.
Yeah, I like that one. Dude, they made a couple of the, because the OG Predator is fucking iconic.
Yeah,
man.
dude.
Arnold.
Yes.
Yeah, bro.
Fucking them up, dude.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, that's just an American hero story, you know. Aliens come down. Who you gonna throw in there? Arnold.
Shit, man. That'd be my pick.
Yeah, I'd be like Arnold, Wesley Snipes, Kid Rock.
Yeah.
Who else am I throwing in there? The Rock.
Yeah.
The Rock. You know, if aliens come down, dude, I'm saying The Rock, you need to go talk. You know, like what if they came down and made contact? What if they made contact to like somebody in a trailer park in Alabama? Like they ain't gonna fuck with us. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know if an alien came down in my yard, dude. I mean, if someone's in my yard at night, dude. You getting a warning shot at least.
Yeah, right.
You know, so like
Maybe that's why they haven't come, you know? Because we are a little bit hostile towards each other, you know?
we are. It makes me sound like a bad guy when I say it like that, but like, you know what?
Yeah.
You're in my lawn at 3 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah. Right? Go for it, man. It's the American way.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I remember, dude, I started getting into the alien shit whenever the whole Bob Lazar story came out.
Yeah, totally.
That shit's crazy.
Well, that's what I mean. There's all this stuff that you kind of can't ignore. That's just wild, man, and it's a whole rabbit hole. I really kind of got too into it for a while and was like, all right, this is just like, it's not serving me anything, you know? I'm just like, like end up like at a conversation with friends, like blah blah blah, like fucking beating their eardrums with like bullshit about aliens and fucking. And a lot of it, I'm like, I don't even believe this. I'm just telling you some shit I heard. Like I'm like, I don't know, man.
That sounds like most of Twitter.
I don't fucking know.
That sounds like most of Twitter.
That's one of the things that I think is so important to realize. That like we don't really know. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
we can all speculate. We can have theories and whatnot, but it's like when people get super fundamental about like religion or like the afterlife or this or that, or act like they really know. I'm always like, that's a red flag, you know?
Yeah, that's the thing called faith. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta have faith. It's just like, you know, having faith in like aliens or having faith there's an afterlife. And
it's
shit
great
like
to
that.
have faith, you know?
Yeah,
and
dude,
everyone should, you know? But when you try to like really spill it onto other people, you know?
Yeah,
I think that's when it gets a little toxic.
Jeremy and I grew up in the damn Bible Belt, and so like it was like super in your face.
Did you go to church every week?
Yeah, when I was for a bit,
Sunday?
man, I will say I'm very fortunate to have really great parents to where once I got to a certain age, they're like, we're not going to push this on you.
They seem super cool, man.
Super
they come to
cool.
all your shows and shit.
Yeah,
they're
they
like
come-
hanging.
Yeah, they're really cool, man.
Yeah, man. That's awesome.
But like, you know, I remember in high school, dude, like if you didn't go to like Wednesday night youth group, dude, like you weren't cool. Like you weren't, you were kind of like a black sheep. People didn't fuck with you because of
At
that.
the grocery store, I'd be like, there's what's his name's kid. He didn't come to
There's that
youth
there,
school.
there's that damn Draper boy probably
Yeah.
listening to metal music and fucking Satan. Yeah.
Doing drugs. Missing school.
What other conspiracies are you into, dude?
Yeah, man.
9/11?
I don't know, man. You know, all that shit, like I can't really
We can get into it.
Yeah,
bro.
I can't
fun.
fully like step aside, you know. I mean, I'm like open, you know. I mean, I'm open to hearing these things, but I don't have a clear definitive side or stance on any of these topics, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like they're really interesting and fascinating, but it's kind of ambiguous, you know. We don't really have the facts, you know?
Right. One.
And I think it's cool to look at it, you know, like to look at it almost like in a journalistic way, but to not like act like I know, you know?
Mm-hmm. One,
But yeah, I'm into it, man. I love hearing about that type of shit, you know?
one conspiracy that I heard not too long ago, and it's like, whoa, is like with 9/11, us using that to go invade an entire country that happens to have the largest poppy field
Yeah.
in the country,
Heard
and
about
that those bringing the opiates back, and then boom, we have the opiate crisis that's still going on, and that leads into what we're having now is the fentanyl crisis.
Yeah.
You know, that's one conspiracy where I hear it, I'm like, damn.
It's a funny thing too, because conspiracy is like it's like a jacked term, you know? Like when you say that, you're like, I'm into conspiracy theories. I was like, whoa, man, watch out for that guy.
Yeah.
But a lot of fucking conspiracies are true, bro. Like a lot of wars were started from total lies, like fucking Vietnam, the Gulf of Tonkin or whatever. We bombed a place and said Vietnam bombed us and then started a war. Like that's a fact. But that's also a conspiracy theory. So it's weird, man. It's like conspiracy theory is like a loaded term, you know? And the reality of it is it's like there's threads of truth, I feel like, to a lot of them. You know what I mean? A lot of them I think might be over amplified and like some of them might be total bullshit. But I think there could be sheds of truth to certain ones. You know what I mean? Like you're talking about us invading a country for interests in like getting fucking foreign goods. Like, yeah, probably oil, also all sorts of other shit. You know, there's a crazy corporate interest in all the fucking decisions that happen with politics. You know,
I know it's crazy that like how little like we know and how little like we're just here, like we have no control or say so over the facts. It's just like all this shady shit that could be going on behind closed doors.
See, and that's kind of why I had to step away from the alien shit, because I was like, I can't do anything about this shit, man. There's a beautiful quote and it goes something like this. It's like, tend to the part of the garden that you can touch. It's like, what are you gonna do with all that, bro? You can't do shit about it. Focus on what's in front of you. What can you touch? What can you actually fucking change?
I got a good one for you, dude. It has to do with the garden. Life is like a garden. Dig it.
Dig it, baby. Is
Yeah,
that
dude.
Joe Dirt?
Yeah,
Fuck
goddamn right
yeah,
it is,
dude.
dude.
I was like, that's familiar.
Yeah, that's a good one right there, man.
Oh yeah, man. Cheers, bro.
Hey,
It's been
mine's
fun.
Mine's gone, bro.
Yeah, man. Should we do number 2?
This is I literally didn't.
Well, how much? What time are we at?
We're at an hour and 5.
Cool, man.
Okay, cool. I gotta cut it about an hour and a half.
Cool. Then
My
this would be a
flight's
good time.
7:30.
This would be a good time to get into some fan questions and
Cool.
shit.
Perfect.
Jeremy, do you have anything you want to ask Shlump?
Yeah, so honestly, this is going to go to both of y'all.
Cool.
You know, Schlump, you've been doing this for, you know, I guess, was it about 13 years, 12, 13 years? Mitch, you're, about 8 as far as production goes and stuff. So when did y'all, you know, there's that quote that it takes 10,000 hours to master something. So, like, once you get to that point, then you get to the experimental phase. And I feel like that's what a lot of EDM and bass music is like, you know, you kind of figure out how to make music itself, how to make beats and stuff like that. And then you get to the point of, you know, proficient at that, and you start experimenting with new things, trying different stuff out. Like, how do you, I guess what I'm trying to say is, how do you master the experimentation and learn new things in that sense? And, like, how do you, you know, develop that? I don't know. Just kind of a hard question to ask, I guess. Maybe y'all.
You can hone it in, dude. You can reel it in.
I'm trying.
Bring it home.
So, I guess what I'm saying is I'm at the point where I feel like it's time to start experimenting and try new things, and that's how you kind of get further into the bass music and EDM and dubstep like that. So, how would you go about doing that? You know, what's the best process?
The best process is just consistency, man. You gotta just do it. You know, there's no shortcut. Everyone has their own fucking path, you know, and everyone's not. Doesn't take 10,000. I've seen some people get fucking good in like 1,000 hours, and I've seen me take 10,000 hours to create bullshit.
Yeah.
So there's no like do this amount and you're gonna get this. Like, my best advice is just be consistent, try and set a schedule and do it, and like be honest, show up and do it. And you're gonna have days that totally suck where you just write a shit loop and it takes you like 4 hours, but then you'll have days where you write a track in 30 minutes, and there's no guarantee. You just got to sit down and do it. You know?
Mine's simple, dude. It's just have fun.
Yeah,
Like,
that too.
Yeah, my favorite
So
things
important.
whenever I'm like having fun in the studio making something cool, that's usually what resonates the most to people. It's like songs that I had the most fun making, usually.
Totally.
Sometimes you have a song they're like, whatever, and then people love it, and you're like, I don't
That's
know.
real talk, man. Like, whenever I come in too serious, or like I have some idea I'm like trying to execute, it almost always goes to shit. It's
Yeah.
like usually when I'm just like almost like doodling, just like fucking around, like, oh, whoa, that was weird.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay, let's turn that knob a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. It's totally like that. For me, usually the best stuff is like just there's no like seeing it coming, you know? It just comes out of like left field. You're like, whoa.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta throw shit at the wall and hope it calls you back.
Well, hope it flicks off and sticks on you.
Yeah, dude. Fucking call me sometime, please. All right, let's get some questions.
What's good, Taboo and Shlump? It's your boy, Shark Dan from Dallas, and my question for you, lovely people, is what's your favorite roller coaster? It could be from the usual bullshit at Walt Disney World to your little carnival coaster that you see at a fair. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. All right, bye.
Hell yeah, this is a fun one.
Yeah, it's a rad question. I don't hit roller coasters much, but I do have one that's close to my heart. It's what is it called? The Giant Dipper in Santa Cruz. So I was living right next to it during that time period I was telling you about, where it's like really cool. It's just kind of career was taking off. And I go there every now and then and hit it. And I used to go there when I was a kid too, because my grandma lived in Santa Cruz. So Giant Dipper, it's just got the memories.
Hell yeah, dude. Mine, Jeremy, you might know the one I'm talking about, dude. The fucking Ring of Fire at the Jackson, Mississippi State Fair, dude.
So I never went to the Jackson State Fair, but we had the Ring of Fire at the Neshoba County Fair. Which
Oh,
is just,
yep. It's probably the same fair.
Same exact one.
Yeah,
Just moved
dude,
an
it's
hour
literally
away.
just like this thing you sit in, and it just will go spin around. There's no seat belt. There's just a roof, and dude, that motherfucker, that thing was rusty as hell. It
Damn.
felt like it was gonna break at some point, dude. I fucking grabbed this kid from dying once, dude. That shit's fun, just because it's
So
like.
it was a little carnival.
Yeah.
'Cause those have some dangerous rides.
Exactly.
so.
That was my favorite part about it, because you get in that thing, you don't know what's about to happen, dude.
You always hear about some lawsuit, like, oh yeah, little girl got fucked at the carnival. Her
Bro,
family
this
made
kid was sitting next to me freaking out. He's on the roof of it because they'd put you upside down and hold you there. He's out of his seat just laying on the roof. Half his body's out there, the motherfucker. I'm grabbing this kid, pulling them in, dude.
man.
I'm like, hang on, buddy. It's a good time.
Fuck, dude.
I'd ride that thing any day, man. That thing's fun. You never know if it's your last ride, and that's where it's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit, do they even have roller coasters in Denver?
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
by
They do?
the
Right behind Powered Field.
yeah, it's like 2X down.
Free, it's a big ass seat.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Let's get to another one. That's a fun one.
That was fun, man. We'll hit a roller coaster
All
one
right.
day, bro.
Hell yeah.
All right, so I have to know, what is the weirdest thing that an EDM goer has said or done in front of you?
Has done in what?
In front of you.
In front of you? I don't know. It's a hard question. I've seen a lot of weird shit, man.
I have seen a lot of weird shit.
Let's
I
see,
signed a dildo once in a place where I don't know how they snuck it in.
Yeah.
So that was pretty weird.
Yeah. I've seen like bad weird things. I
Oh,
don't really
shit.
want to go there.
Well, let's go to a fun weird thing then.
Yeah. I've seen a bad weird thing in the underground days. It's the first thing that comes up and it's inappropriate. So we'll not go there, but here's
Doing
one.
anal and a linium on the rail, you know?
Yeah, man. Yeah, right. Fuck, dude, I saw that. What the fuck's going on with kids these days, man?
Dude, someone posted it in my group page. So like, I'm just surprised this wasn't at your set. I'm just
Okay,
like,
here's a fun one I just thought of. It's like not the weirdest thing I've seen, but this was just cool at the time. I was playing this little festival in California called Still Dream. It was called Still Dream, sorry.
yeah.
But there's this artist I kind of looked up to is there, a plastician, and he was like out in the crowd and he was watching my set and I saw him kind of vibing and I was like, oh, sick, there's plastician, you know? And then I went on Facebook after the festival and he posted some video and it was of my set. And it was this like girl with a horse mask on who was like on the stage with like one titty hanging out, like doing weird ass moves. And it was during my set. And he was just like, man, they're getting fucking weird out here in California. And it like legit got like 500 comments. Like people were just like, what the fuck? Where are you? Like what's going on? And I was just like kind of hyped up because I was like, that was during my set, yo.
They're getting crazy during Shlump, bro.
Yeah, it was a funny video because this chick was like horse head, one tit, like weird ass moves, like kind of like fucking with people vibe, you know?
I guess like I
I
had
get that like weird prankster tripper type people. You ever met
all
them?
the time, yeah.
Yeah, and they like to like fuck with people. It's kind of
Those are
like
my
that.
favorite.
Yeah,
Those are my favorite.
One of those vibes.
I had a guy tell me I could fuck his girlfriend. We could be boys. And then I wrote a song about it. It's called Plan B, and then I fucked him in the song.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was on the comedy album, Songs Your Wife Listens to. Songs Your Wife Leaves You To. It's the name of the comedy album.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's good
so
stuff.
funny. He didn't end up banging his girlfriend though.
No. I just got on stage and stopped the set halfway through and told the crowd that there's this guy out there who said I could fuck his girlfriend and we could be boys. Little did they know I wanted to fuck him. And then I continued to play music.
Nice.
Yeah, that was fun.
Oh yeah.
Let's keep it going.
Hey, Shlump. Hey, TVBOO. TVBOO, I'm just excited to see you in Rochester on December 3rd. I'm super pumped. I'm from the Buffalo area.
Hell yeah.
Shlump, I first met you at Elements, actually, in VIP when you needed a light for the joint you were smoking there, and I was more than happy to give it to you. I didn't even know it was you at the time, to be honest, until my boy told me, but, I saw you later that night at the end of the show there, and it was super sick, so I just wanted to also ask you guys, I am a chef and everything like that. I've been cooking for a lot of years. Just honestly wondering, what's your favorite guys' like meal to eat while you guys are on the road? Is there anything you guys like indulge in specifically that kind of helps you get through you the tour? And if I know it's an exhausting drive and stuff like that every day to do what you guys are doing. So appreciate you guys. Hope you guys have a good rest of your Thanksgiving, and I'll talk to you guys soon.
Dude, my favorite thing to eat is pussy.
Yeah.
So,
Keep going.
so
Yeah, I don't know, man. I can't just eat one thing all the time, man. I gotta switch it up.
is there something that you've been like consistently, so like something
For
we've been
me-
doing on this tour? We've been eating a lot of barbecue.
What do I eat on this tour? It's kind of different every city, but yeah. If I had to choose, usually I fuck with some kind of Asian food on the road, just because I don't know, it just doesn't really like weigh me down too much, like some Thai food or something. I've been eating a lot of that on the road.
Dude, we literally like when we get into like, once we get to like the Midwest and South, like all we eat is barbecue.
Yeah,
I'm like, let's
if
go.
I'm in that territory, I'll eat a lot of barbecue.
Yeah,
too.
dude, I had the
Yeah.
best barbecue of my fucking life in Des Moines, Iowa. Out of all the places.
Des Moines, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I was so shocked. And I've literally, this whole tour, been trying to find barbecue, and whenever I'm in cities, just because I'm trying to get that nut again that I got from Smoky D's.
You could get unexpected places. Totally. I've had real fire barbecue in where was it? St. Louis one time, and I did not expect it. I was like, whoa.
Dude, I had the best Nashville hot chicken in Salt Lake City.
I love food, man. Food is like a great joy for me. So the thing about touring though is I don't like to eat like crazy fried stuff or like shit that's gonna make me super tired, you know. I don't like to eat like a lot of pasta or something, you know.
I haven't done that a single time in
So
the store.
if I could choose, like I love it getting like a fucking piece of meat, like a steak or salmon or something, like some mashed potatoes and like broccoli. If I could eat that every night on tour, I would be pumped.
Dude, I had like the best steak of my life in Rochester.
Easy going on my stomach, you know.
It's funny that this guy's. Was this guy? Jeremy? Does this guy say he was going? Was this the Rochester guy? He's going to my show on the 3rd. Yeah, dude, I had the best steak of my fucking life in Rochester last time I was there. I forget the name of the restaurant, but I'm going back there.
Hell yeah.
December the 3rd. It was so good.
Yeah, I got on this whole like anti-inflammatory diet for like 6 months. Super strict about it, and I just kind of slowly started fucking off eating processed stuff and eating bread and chips and things like that, and then.
Ass.
No, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But that wasn't off the diet.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's all natural.
That's all natural. But yeah, I kind of slowly started getting back into eating bullshit. But you know, I think it's good to like not be so rigid and strict. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like know what works with you, but be willing to like indulge every now and then. You know?
Yeah. Good shit.
Ain't nothing wrong with having a slice of cake every now and then.
Nah, dude, go get you a McGriddle.
Yeah, McGriddle.
Yeah, I love me them goddamn McGriddles, boy. Yeah. Let's get to it. Is this the last one right here?
The last one.
Cool.
If you guys could throw your own curated festival anywhere in the world, where would it be and what would that look like? Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
That's a good question. I would love to do it. Like, if I could just get a banging ass audience to all go to Costa Rica with me, let's do that.
Yeah.
That's like one of my favorite places I've ever been, you know? I mean, it's hard for me because I have a limited places I've traveled. I've never been to Europe or Asia. So I'm kind of basing it off the places I've been. And my favorite place I've ever been was Costa Rica. So
Dude.
If I could have all my homies down there, like a banging system and a sick crowd, that would be awesome. Like fucking so cool.
Let's work towards that, dude. Let's get you that.
You know what's funny is one of my homies was doing that for a few years. You know Stylist Beats? Yeah. So he has this record label called Sleeveless. And they were throwing this party in Costa Rica for a few years. It's called Bamboo. That was why I went down. I went down there 2 years. And I don't think it ever like super took off. So they had to kind of like figure something else out. But it was fucking cool, man.
Dude,
I like it down there.
I'm like the complete opposite from you, bro.
Where would you throw it?
I threw a festival in Montana during the fall.
Montana during the fall?
Yeah, Montana's
cool.
beautiful. I think it's like my favorite.
Get them autumn leaves.
Yeah, dude, Montana. I think Montana's beautiful. Not only is Montana beautiful, like
Montana
the people,
is beautiful.
the people there are amazing.
Yeah.
I love.
Missoula, oof,
yeah,
so pretty.
I love the people there. Like the people in Montana are just like the coolest, nicest people I've ever met.
Yeah, totally.
And
humble mountain folk.
Yeah. So I'd throw a festival out there, man, and I'd have like I'd throw some. It wouldn't just be electronic music, dude. If I'm doing it in Montana, I'm throwing some fucking bluegrass in there, dude.
Totally.
You know, some string instruments, shit. Yeah,
that's true. I would love to throw one in the Bay Area too, just because that's where I'm from.
Dude, you know, it'd be really cool. It's like a trailer park.
Trailer park party.
Like people like their hotel rooms, like they rent out trailer parks. You know, and like, you know, maybe the stage is literally on top of a fucking trailer, which is like a banging ass system.
I mean, it works with your branding.
Dude, but how fun would that be, dude? Just a white trash party.
White trash party.
Yeah.
Be a lot of meth.
Oh, way to make it dark, Jeremy. But dude, it
Get a sign up front. No meth.
No meth allowed. Everything else is fine.
We're keeping it legit these years.
Meth free festival at the very
Last year
top.
was a shit show. Too much meth.
Yeah, dude, never went to sleep. Did a trailer park party?
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah.
Number 2.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
I like that. Well, dude, this has been awesome.
Yeah, it's been fun, man. Super fun, Mitch. I was like hanging with you and glad we did the podcasts.
Yeah, man. I always felt like you're such a cool dude. Like I feel cooler when I'm around you.
Thanks,
Like
bro.
you just got like this like natural swag to you. It's cool.
Natural.
Yeah, it's cool, man. So like, thank
Thanks,
you.
man. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you.
I'm like, just feel so blessed to be a part of this whole community, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like the friends that I've made through doing music and a lot of the like Wakan squad. It's so cool to like have people that are genuinely and passionately into the same thing that you're into, you know? And yeah, I'm just grateful for that, man. Grateful for you.
I'm grateful for you, man. I appreciate your friendship, dude. We don't get to hang out nearly as much as I'd like to.
I know, man. I'm gonna come out here and kick it at some point, and we'll write some music and just chill.
That'd be awesome, man. And like I said, love your music, man. It's been awesome getting to know you, and this was great, man. I appreciate you sitting down with me today.
Oh yeah, man.
Anything you want to let the people know before you get out of here?
Yeah, we got Alien Ship Part 2 coming very soon, so stay on the lookout for that. I believe it's December 6th.
Got you.
Yeah,
It was the 12th whenever you texted me.
Yeah, maybe it is.
It's coming.
Too much weed.
Yeah. Well, yeah, dude. Well,
but yeah, look out for Alien Ship Part 2. And also, I'm on tour right now, so if you see me coming to a city near you, please pull up. We're about to announce Phase 2, so a lot of new dates.
Fuck yeah, man. Well, say, dude, this has been awesome. I appreciate you. And I appreciate you, Jeremy.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
And I appreciate everybody listening to this week's episode of Talks with TVBOO. I will see y'all next week. Peace.